Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all, to a lovely Thursday night here in Cardiff, where, of course, it's fight night. Welcome to the Cymru Cactuars Firestorm tournament. I am Kitty, and this is
Paul Fallon. Nice to meet you all. I probably know most of you already, but there we go. Kitty, can you hear a buzzing on your...
There's something in the back of my headset.
Oh, it's because we're the commentary B team. Yeah, nice.
Funny. Yes, you got us for tonight, so this will be a bit more informal potentially than usual. I mean, the usual lads: Fish, Jacko,
Okay,
Jack.
listen, got no sound. Ooh. Okay, how about now? Yep,
Yep,
okay.
we good?
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, so completely disregard everything we just said. We thought we were speaking to you, but we were not. But welcome, good evening, good evening. Just give us a wave in the chat, make sure you can hear us, please. We don't want to be here alone. But anyway, in the meantime, we do have some Final Fantasy going on.
Excellent, yeah. Looking forward to it. Quite looking forward to seeing what people are coming up with tonight.
Yep.
Looks like we're ready to start now. We're just going to go over to the table where we have Mick and Steve.
Yes, and we have Mono Ice Flangine.
Flangin.
Flangin.
Flan engine.
Flan
Lots of flans.
engine. And here I was.
All the flans, all the time.
And here I was thinking that we were eating some funny desserts, but there we go. We got a Mono Ice Flangin with water, lightning, scions of the seventh dawn.
Alright, two tried and true decks. This is going to be an interesting ride back in the car for all three of us. So I decided we'd pick these two as our first players. So it looks like they're both going in for a mulligan.
Well, that's it, Fallon. You know these guys fairly well. How would you sum each of them up in a sentence and how they like to play?
Well, Mick is a very aggressive player, I think. He does know the game very well. He is he is my main testing partner. Me and him have been playing since day one. And Steve is a bit more cold and calculated and cool like that, but he does play a mean game of Final Fantasy.
And the Edward's coming down straight away. This will be very relevant for a Water Lightning matchup.
Absolutely, yeah.
Take those Odins, take those Lightnings, take those Ishtolas, and get them out of here. We don't want to see those doing any funny shenanigans.
It's now or never for Alizé, basically. Okay, yeah, so we're going to open a Lena. I'm pretty sure Steve is I'm unaware that Mick is on exactly 0 EX bursts.
I was about to say, I mean, currently in the meta we have a lot of decks running around with a high amount of EX bursts. Refia, Catfall, various warrior builds. Mono Ice is not one of them. We have the Banana Man.
The Banana Man himself.
Banana Sid coming in, and he's getting a Go-Go. Ooh. So explain the Go-Go to me.
So Go-Go, the first action ability when you use a card, use an action ability on a monster or a forward each turn, it will copy it. So let me get that up there for people at home. Yep, this is really cool in Mick's deck because he uses a lot of monsters that will do things like discard a card or break a forward or dull a forward, and doubling that is great. Most often, Mick is probably going to be using this to get Flan to search for 2 cards.
Ooh, we get 2 Flans for the price of 1. Buy 1 Flan, get 1 free.
That's exactly it. That's the Flan. Okay, so Steve's gone into Louisoire. Yep, standard play so far.
What do I see? I see a Shinryu, an Astro, an Alice, a Graha, an Alpha Node. So the Avengers are in hand.
Yeah.
Are they coming down? It's the Astro. Yep, makes perfect sense.
We're gonna go wide. We're gonna manage those top 3 cards of our deck.
Well, we've got 2 Sarahs and an Odin. So the Odin's on top.
Keep one. Put one at the bottom. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing.
I mean, you're not going to take the Odin as damage. It's Mono Ice. He's not attacking this turn, but getting it into the break zone ready for your lightning later on down the line is not the worst thing in the world.
Absolutely not, no. And you know, if you're given a choice of 3, you're probably always going to put the EX on top. You never know what goes down. I mean, Ice not known for its abundance of haste cards, but here we are.
Some do exist. Ishtolas are the thing. Lightning's a thing. You never know.
You never know. Oh, and a bit of brand new spice. Gimme Cat.
Give me a pick of the Gimme Cats.
Oh dear.
And
are we going to go double discard right away? No, we're not. Okay.
He has the window.
He does have the window.
He's thinking about it.
He is...
Discard the Zed. Go-Go triggers. Is that a discard 2?
It is discard 2.
For the price of 1?
Hang on. He doesn't have to dull the... Oh no, he does dull with the discard ice card, yeah, sorry, that is me not reading the Gimme Cat properly.
So there we go. We discarded 1 card and we made our opponent discard 2. That is profit.
Profit, yeah. This is what Mick's totally going for, is just using that beloved go-go of his to make things go his way, I suppose.
So now Stephen's got a clap back, and I see an Alice and an Ishtola. Is that the line he's thinking? We are going Alice.
Yeah, so Edgar being sideways does not help him.
Alpha no. So he's going to dull and then remove the go-go.
We sped through those, but what actually happens is a water forward enters, it dulls, and then he selects a dull forward to get the break. But it just dies.
We'll assume he stacked it correctly. The dull resolves before the remove.
We're just going to speed through, and we're going to go for the best boy, obviously.
Oh, the bestest boy. Interceptor would like to have a word with you on that. We do have many a dog's trust here at Final Fantasy. But now that Gimme Cat's just sitting there, and he needs another go-go to start really going through. And I think Stephen has a good turn where he could get to 5 potentially. Yeah. He's discarding a Sarah, so I'm assuming another backup is coming down. And just like that, Uriange comes in. And we're gonna hit the Alice. The Tola's even better, and we take it.
We take the Tola.
So all he needs now, a Tattoo would be nice, and then he can just start drawing 3 every turn. And the one thing Ice doesn't like is when you draw more than they discard.
That's right. So we're going to start chipping through. Another Zed gone for Mickey. Zed side.
And the Jill draw would have been really nice. Get a double kill discard.
Yeah, especially with Torgal already on board. That is a nice thing to have. What are we looking at here? We're looking at some monsters, as in flans. Okay, what are we going to go for?
We got many different flans. We got some vanilla flans. We got some caramel flans. Some nice rum raisin ones if you're so adequated.
Rum raisin flan.
Different flavours are out there these days. You've got to expand your horizons. So what are we doing? Are we gimme catting?
We're gimme catting. We're going to get a discard online. I see that the newest flan is already in break. So Mick wants to get that count up so we can start paying 1, removing 3 flans from break zone 2.
And here comes the OG flan.
Yeah, the original flan. So what are we going to do here, do you think?
I mean, I want to say Mick's not in any immediate danger, but providing nothing happens, he'll be on 4 damage, and that's starting to get to immediate danger range, especially on a deck that can pull haste out of nowhere.
So I think what Mick's eyeing up doing is probably getting ready to break some dull forwards, but maybe he's just waiting for his opportunity to do that. I mean, that flan there, you know, in the opponent's turn, all it can do is search for another flan, which is a good 24% of mixed decks, so we don't argue with those numbers.
I mean, you got to play mono flan the way it was intended.
And Mick holding on to a juggler there as well. That's exciting.
The Sistinian's gonna get some value.
So hopefully Mick remembers attack prep step is when that juggler's going to come in. Oh, he's just going to do it at the start of combat. We can't hear exactly when, but juggler's going to juggle that card sideways for us and
goes for the juggler.
No, that's the right call here. Just, you know, you take 2 damage, but you're not, you know, Estinian is especially good because it's on attack, not on damage or you know, when defeating a forward or something like that. It's quite easy to get that going.
You're exactly right, and the best time to stop Estinian is the first turn you see it. It's why if you are, let's say, amassing, you are more than happy to discard 2 because you break even, but your opponent's not netting the cards back they would have. Stopping that buys the time for the Shinryu.
Oh boy, both players running Shinryu actually, which is quite exciting. Yeah, with Mick's taking full advantage of the 3 more forwards than him situation. 2-drop Shinryu to search another Shinryu, and I think we are just going to get that paid for. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
3 flans.
3 flans as well, so his next few flans are going to be armed and dangerous. Quite interesting he's left the backups open. Wonder what he's got planned there. Oh, and
more
another
flans.
flan.
Would you believe?
Yet more flans, yeah, of course, why not? Okay, yeah, so Mick's in a pretty commanding position here. I wonder if he does elect to empty Steve's hand as well, or is he... He's not going to die yet, and Steve's unlikely to do that, so he is going to take one away. Take one out of 2.
And then you can always search another one should you wish. Or we do the
and he's
cat.
cracking the gimme cat, yeah, just making it easier for Steve to decide by getting rid of all of his hand.
Yep, and he's kept the one plan he needs to refuel his hand for the next turn, but that Irvine draw...
Unfortunately, he does need the 1 ICP for that, so... Yeah, Steve is probably going to drop that Irvine just to... oh, okay. Oh, no, we're going to go Leo first, just to further see what options we have, you know.
Yeah, you got a bit of a free turn, and Stephen's still chilling.
Stephen's all right. Stephen's, you know, he's got a lot of backup. I mean, Mick's very much swung the advantage back into his favour, though. I mean, you know, they're both sort of on the same state of board, near enough. But Steve, you know, is now trying to claw back some semblance of options where Mick has sort of got what he wants to go on the board.
It all changes with an Alisei draw, because the moment he draws an Alisei, he can go into Graha, into a Stola, and all of a sudden that board is right back there, or into an Estinian or a Thancred. Scions can explode.
That's what they're good for, and Steve just passing turn there, holding on to that Irvine just because it's not overly essential right yet.
So this is the turn Mick's bought. Mick's bought himself this turn.
That's it. He's known to play a Kate Sith from the LB. So he's just going to go into combat first and swing. Yeah, we're going to hit that EX.
Well, there's another Tola, there's a Thancred.
Is that
Cactuars?
Yeah, the Thancred.
Okay, so we have choices. This is not a Krell matchup, so it's not that. Tatsaru, you are currently on 2. So you're not getting the draw. I think the Thancred's the correct decision, because assuming he can get what he needs, 2 more Scions, and then he'll just break the Shinryu straight up, and then potentially net some value later.
So Nick's just checking stock of how many plans he's got access to, because the whole point of the plan deck is the newest plan. Okay, yeah, and we're going to go free backup, because why wouldn't he not?
Shame you can't play the Kate Sith. This would have been a really good turn for a Kate Sith.
Not Edward.
Don't tap yet.
It's a shame. Mick's been out the game for a little while, so he's a little rusty, but it's understandable. Now, this plan's quite interesting because he can use the dull effect on his opponent's turn, which is very rare.
That's actually going to come in quite in handy, because we know the Irvine's in hand, a surprise lightning is never too far behind.
That's it. I mean, Irvine's going to turn off a little bit of the plan engine that Mick's got going on, but
Stephen did not get a great draw. He got another Astro and a Fire Alphino, which is pretty much dead.
Yeah, I mean...
But the Lenor S is not. So,
Lenor S?
He going to cook here? Graha? I like the Graha.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Smart play. And Mick just realising what he's done now. Mick just double tapping that.
No.
He knows. Message received.
Oh,
so we're going to go in for a Stola, only doing 8k. Oh dear.
It does mean that we are in a comedic situation where that little Leo is going to walk up to Shinryu.
Now he's deciding again.
He's realised
his folly.
He's going to pay 4.
He's going to pay 4. Yeah, we're all friends here. We'll allow this. We'll allow this.
There we go. Get the Alisei, play the Ashtola.
Yeah, fair enough. So Alizé will then get the Tola. There is one waiting in break zone.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we're going to 12k reduce that Shinryu.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how one card can change a game. That Edward not being up could have stopped that entire sequence.
That's it. I mean, you know, even if Edward wasn't useful, you should always leave all of your tap effects last for tapping. You know, just in case you can definitely not use them if they're tapped.
I mean, we've all had experience.
And that would have been a good crawl back.
A personal favourite of my tap backups is, and yours as well, Selfie.
Yes.
Surprise Selfie 3K.
Oh yeah.
Many
Selfie
is off guard.
It is the absolute last card you tap down.
So, what are we playing here? The Graph.
We're playing Graph, yeah.
To
Steve
munch
is, yeah, Munch the Leo. He's done his thing.
Oh, Leo did nothing wrong.
He did everything expected of him, and that's good enough, I think. But Steve's gravitated towards Graph quite a bit, actually, and I can see why.
Yeah,
even with,
very good.
I mean, even without Melazine in his deck, Graph is still quite interesting because Leo, unless you're desperate, you don't really care about blocking for 3.
No, and it does mean he can play another Leo next turn, so should he wish.
Yeah, the oppression of swinging and dealing a 4k reduction is quite unique for Steve's deck, so it's quite a good little extra got going on there.
So here's a question for you. From the latest set, is Graph front runner for best LB?
I'm just trying to quickly remember what all the other LBs are, and to be honest, yeah, I think we're in a good stead. I mean, Golbez didn't really make the splash. It didn't. Golbez is good, but honestly, I don't think it's made the splash that people were hoping for. I mean, playing stuff from your deck during opponent's turn is very strong, but not many people have gravitated towards it.
So it's Machina, Red, Shuyin, Cam. I don't know what wing cards are, but I do know that Mick is in trouble. Was it in this one?
No,
we'll figure it out at another point. The flan for the discard.
Yeah.
That Thancred's gone. At least that's one piece of ammunition out of his hand. He does have a Shiva.
Yeah. I think Mick's probably should have waited on that.
But if you're playing the Shiva, why did you rinse the flan?
Well, this is it. Maybe he's taking it ever so slightly slower. I know what he's doing. I think he's going to go in for the
Surge's Victoria.
Kate Sith. Quickly updating our damage scores here.
He's removing a lot of flans, so the flans have done their thing. That board is not a board anymore.
The flans have indeed flun.
The flans were flun, they had some fun, and now they're on the run.
Absolutely. Right, yeah. We're going to go into Kuja. Nice. Yeah, that is quite an oppressive tool, actually. It's just really annoying having to counter that in, and then when you do try and deal with it, you're going to get dulled and frozen. It's quite good. I mean...
Question, does Stephen have... Oh, he drew the lightning. I was about to ask, where is the lightning? And lo and behold, there
it is.
She is. So...
Against Kuja, though, that's a tough sell. I mean, you're going to get dulled and frozen.
It's Cloud the Surges. Lightning has to use the Kuja, so he can put the 6 points of damage and kill the Surges. I think is the best way to do it, because then you have more bodies for the turn after.
That's fair, yeah. I can see that, and I mean, obviously he's got a draw coming with Lightning. Oh, he's gone against it. Oh, right, okay, this is interesting.
Okay.
So we're going to bounce that. We're going to dull and freeze.
I mean, I understand why we're bouncing the Kuja.
He's got the lightning back, but
you don't want it back. You want to play it from the break zone. That's fine. That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. That's fine. He's still in a really good spot.
Yeah.
And let's see how Mick responds here. We haven't been able to see some go-go shenanigans, and I was hoping we'd see a few more of those.
They've been succinctly picked off. There's a go-go.
And a Toto.
And a Toto. Toto is a dead card this game.
It's the go-go pass.
Go-go pass. And yeah, he remembered. He remembered.
So, the Edward's up, which is actually, now that I think about that, actually quite clever from Stephen to return the lightning to hand while the Edward was down. That being said, he did just draw the double doll Ishtola.
Oh, that is good time.
And a
Fizz.
dual colour Thancred. Haven't seen one of those in a hot minute.
Okay. Yeah, Mick hitting a useless backup in damage. Running low on LB.
Alright, this is Mick's last stand.
This is it now. This is where it separates the men from the boys. I mean, he's probably got another Kuja.
And the flans from the custard.
Oh, gross. Okay, so we're going to go flan. Would you believe we've gone for a flan?
Someone's asking what backup is next to Louis Soir. So either side we have an Astrologian and a Lena.
Let's get them up for the chat. So we'll start with Astrologian.
I will say Lena is a very early shout for most popular card of the format. Lena is everywhere.
I believe it is, it's 21
That's the one he
Astrologian.
wants. So what's the flan that we have on board now?
The flan we have on board now, I think, is
creme caramel
Opus
looking one.
19. Let's get that up for the masses.
There we are. And there's a handshake.
Oh, there we go. Before I could even
Before we
get
can
the
even
thing
get there,
going.
the flan's crying because he's been defeated by the might of the Scions. That was close until it wasn't.
Yeah, no, the lack of lack of Edward to stop the Alizé chain really put Mick behind, I think. But Mick's had a bit of a break from the game and he's coming back and swinging now, so this is just a little bit of rust. It's understandable, and obviously there's a very cute cat on his deck box. How sweet is that?
That's
okay.
adorable. Well played to both players there. That was a good opening, and it's good to get two friends on stream having a friendly duel. We'll take a couple minutes, guys, and then we will see what the situation is, whether we have an interview or we jump straight into the second round. We will see you in a bit.
See you shortly, guys.
What a go. What are you S-effecting here, though? It should be the Citra, right?
That's fine. So, taking points of damage. Is that the X-Burst?
And we are here with the round one winner. Not Kiddie, as the name would say. It's Steve Lewis. How are we doing, Steve?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Paul.
Yeah, cool. So you've been playing your Water Lightning Scions.
Yep.
Playing them to perfection, it seems. You've been playing it for quite a long time. You're quite a...
Yeah,
is there a reason behind that?
It's been my main deck since getting back into the game.
Cool.
I always liked Scions before, but before I came back, I wasn't really playing Lightning Water.
Sure.
I was the old sort of Lightning Earth combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, just a big fan of 14. And it's always
there
good
we go,
synergy.
Excellent.
So I'm just chipping away bits at it to see how I can improve each set.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no. It's, we've noticed that you've taken a liking to Graph this set. I mean, that's quite an interesting choice. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's you're using up your Leo as an attack and then putting the Graph down. A card we were thinking about for you would be Melazine. which is a monster from Opus 18.
Okay.
When it enters the field, select a forward of cost 4 or less opponent controls, take control of it for the turn.
Ooh.
So you steal one of theirs and use that to pay for Graph.
That could be quite good, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
just as a one-off. I mean, if not, you discard it and you don't use Graph. But I mean,
yeah, the best way to pay for Graph is for using sort of a chaff card.
Yeah,
so Leo, once he's entered, you draw any card. You can just use him as a blocker or throw in some damage if they're open.
Brilliant,
So
yeah.
most of the time, that's sounds like good use.
yeah, excellent. Oh, great. But yeah, no, glad to have you on stream anyway. But yeah, so how are you finding this format? Have you been playing much? Have you had a chance to have a look at what's going on?
I haven't been able to play as much this set. As probably know, I'm only able to make it down every couple of weeks.
Sure.
But yeah, no, the flan setup I was up against, haven't come across that before.
Yeah, it's a very Mick Allen deck.
Yeah, Mick likes to throw in the curveball decks.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. We noticed you put Lena down turn 1, and I was like, does Steve know Mick has exactly 0 EX bursts?
I did not, but I thought
You do now.
It was either that or playing I think it was a Tataru right at the start, and I thought, Tataru's good if I can get it going, but because I didn't know he had EX bursts, I thought, well, this is probably the better play in most situations.
Yeah, going in blind, I would say Lena, just to make sure that for the rest of the game you know that EXs are going to tax your opponent instead of just you, and it makes them think twice on even the most obvious EX bursts.
It's also handy having the second effect on the Lena because it's raise
a
forward of 3 or less, so normally I could use that for an Ishtola if needed.
We saw you bring back the
Grahatia.
Yeah.
Because then I can immediately make more of a ball presence again, which gives Ishtola that push, which by herself wouldn't have.
And I mean, you could also, in certain situations, maybe on your opponent's turn, bring back an Ishtola to deal the negate, deal the negative damage.
Yeah.
Power reduction, that's the one.
Power reduction, Power reduction by 4k for each sound forward you have.
But that is a combat trick on your opponent's turn with Lena.
That is a good one.
But yeah, okay, well, thank you for your time. Yeah, is there anything else you want to add before we depart for the next round?
No, just looking forward to it. See what I'm playing next.
Love it. Catch you guys very soon. Drop Gaff into Elise a lot as my opponents don't want to go. Yeah, very good. Yeah, Alize. That's a good thing to do actually, is to drop your Graph. Use Alize as the payment for Graph, because then you can play another Alize at your pace, because opponents would very often just leave that card alone and not want you to cast it again. But you're in control with Graph. I mean, maybe that's another line of
that's
thought as well. Really good shout,
certainly use that
Saberwolf,
going forward. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, and yes, Saberwolf, he does run the Tataru backup. It's like 1 or 2 of, is it? I think?
Yeah, it's only 1 or 2. It was in my opening hand, but didn't see it the rest of the game. But it's always been a great card to use every time I've been able to play it.
That's it. I mean, you drop it early, but yeah, okay. Looks like we're starting round 2 very shortly. But thanks for the chat, Steve. Thanks for coming
Thanks
on
for having
board. Well done. Good luck for the rest of your games, and we will see you very shortly, guys. Be right back.
Honor and Dan facing off with Rydia Archfiends and Ice Lightning Soldiers. 2 brand new decks that are sure to set the Tears of the Planet meta ablaze. Looking around the room, there's a huge amount of variety in the decks on display, ranging from pet deck favourites to meta-defining classics. But it might surprise you just what can come out on top. For round 4, it's the People's Champion Jenny against Morgan in an intense standoff with Univikings and FF6, which Morgan just managed to take the lead with. And to bring us home in round 5, we have stream favourites Sammy and Jacob facing off with Warriors of Light and Fire Earth Warriors, which has Tyvus and Pals stealing the win. And after 5 rounds, we have our uncontested winner in Jack with his Cadets deck, taking his first ever locals win and the top prizes. With time now marching on late into the night, it's time for everyone to open their winnings, say goodbye, and get excited to do it all over again next week. So, if you're ever in the area and have your deck with you on a Thursday night, pop down and have a few games with some of the friendliest, skilled, and tenacious tabletop gamers in the United Kingdom. And, if you can't attend, make sure to tune into the stream. See you there.
Now, and this is the thing, you can now comfortably attack without Edgar, and now's the time. I want to see Elvis. The one time you're like, I want show me Elvis, show me EX Elvis,
and it will feel so good to just rain it off. Let's go.
Is it there? Come on.
It is!
Oh
my god!
Call it, baby.
That is unfortunate.
See, and that's the thing. You love to see moments like that, only in the finals.
Shut this guy out. Hello guys, how are we doing? We are back with round 2 coming up in a sec. Shout out to all you guys for joining us. We see we got 4 AM tuning in to this little old place in Wales. Thanks for joining.
That's good going. Well done, Saberwolf. Hope we don't have work tomorrow, mate. That's all we're saying.
We're lucky. We're on half term. This is beautiful. I can take this and drink it.
Absolutely. Drink to that, eh?
Mm.
Okay, so if we go over to the gameplay table, I will update us very shortly.
So while Fallon updates that, on the left we have Jack Canavan, who is playing Cat for Una. On the right we have Paul McAvoy, who is playing Gigawall.
Alright, 2 very tried and true cards.
And we're just slamming it. And we are just slamming it straight away. I think McAvoy...
He's not even going to let me update the scoreboard. That's fair. And no damage yet. Yeah, we're cool. Okay.
So, I think Paul knows Jack cannot respond to this, so you may as well get it in while you do. He got a Gilgamesh.
Oh my god!
And he got a security officer
straight in as well. That is horrendously efficient. I mean,
So this is the thing. When Una first came out and people started trying various different builds, the one that jumped straight to the top was the Vikings one, which
that was the first obvious choice, right?
I'm going to hoard the board and just drown you in tax.
And then people thought, well, actually, stuff's still dying. Maybe let's try Cecil. Let's just try checking in a Cecil, because we can do the Earth Water Cecil or the Earth Cecil into the Wind Cecil. And then over time, it's just sort of mutated into, well, let's have the other Cat 4 stuff in,
Hang
like
on.
Theodore.
Hooded Man does
Hooded
this.
Man, yeah. Hooded Man and Theodore are reactivating as well, giving incredible value to the Cat 4 player.
I mean, just look at Rosa. Rosa is a 1 CP Cat 4 body that generates a free card when Cecil enters. Really, that's all you need. You need a body for Una that's netted you some value. That being said, he is staring down a Gilgamesh really early. And although he does have a reasonably high EX count, he does need a couple turns to set up. So, we're LBing for Luna Freya. This would normally signal a stark warning. My hand is not good. I need to fix it. So he can't Toto LB anymore, which is another thing. But I don't imagine he'd Toto LB much only. He does hit the King Tycoon, so King Tycoon Lena.
I think King Tycoon Lena, just to get a semblance of some advantage. I mean, don't know if the wall is in hand for Paul to cancel anything that targets him, like the... Oh, he is going to go
He's going for the Kuka Lane.
Going for the
He's
Kuka
going
Lane.
to blank the Giga Wall. So now you have a turn. You have a turn where you can deal with this thing. What are you going to do about it? Are we just going to... We have the Zeramus, so we could cloud the Gilga. And I think that's what he's thinking.
I think that's quite a smart turn of phrase, actually. Yeah, we got to answer that Gilgamesh now. Jack left with a solid 2 cards in the LB. Good shout, really. I think is.
Yep, I think that he played that just about as well as he could have. That Gilgamesh is now gone, so you're not worrying about the Dull Freeze coming in. You've eliminated a forward to take some of the early pressure off. You have burnt your LB, but I think that's fine because a lot of your power comes in your main deck anyway. It's up to Paul to respond now. You have a window where Jack's just LB'd.
Yeah.
You can do things. You can do things, but what are those things that you are going to do? I mean, swinging's risky into EXs like that.
I mean, yeah, we're going to draw a card all day. Another great point about Cat 4 unit is that 24 EXs is about the sweet spot.
It's not too shabby.
It's even in a Lena meta, it is still a still a lot of extra free cards, and the only damage that matters is damage 7. If the other 6 get you value, that's good times for you.
Damage is a resource.
Damage is a resource until it's death.
So I see a Sarah
so
in his
let's
hand.
update the damage there real quick. We're on the subject of that. So Paul has taken, Jack has taken 2 damage. Yep.
Right, here's the Rosa. I assume then Paul has just passed on to Jack and Jack's doing his thing.
Okay, so we are going into Cecil.
Yeah, this is... Did hit the Miwa, but we do have the Cecil. And now, at this point, those LB bodies are suddenly unibodies, and that is a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, this is this is the thing with Una as a card. It adds a whole new element of maths to the game, where you've got to figure out when should you attack, when should you leave some up for taxation purposes. Yeah, I think Jack's sitting quite comfortable here now.
Paul needs to take apart this board while he has a window to do so.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not looking good for Paul right now. Let's get that
No,
damage.
because the moment he does something, Cecil's going to tag out.
Yeah.
And then Jack's going to play something and suddenly Paul's becomes... Ooh, he's got the tech. He's got the tech in hand. There is the Gentiana.
Yeah.
So this is something he was talking about earlier. Do you want to bring up the Gentiana?
I will get Gentiana for the ladies and Gentianamen on
Hey.
the stream. Hey.
So for those of you that haven't seen Gentiana before, she says dull forwards cannot use their abilities.
Here we are.
Which is very good into Una once the board is dull. And here is the Axstar into the Gentiana.
I mean, Axstar, dulling and freezing, a whole kit and caboodle here.
Yes, so regardless, the whole board's dull frozen. He has that in the bank. Now, Jack has a window where he can tag the Cecil in and potentially do something.
Paul's sitting on quite a few cards in hand, so...
It is important to note the Axstar burn will also go through because it was on board before, and he's letting it go, and there's the Gentiana.
Then playing the Gentiana, yeah, good shout, good shout. We are going to erase Una at this point because it's the only valid target. Sure thing.
It's a sad kill, but it's a necessary kill.
And
it's just getting a
Jack
body.
Cannot go into the other Cecil because Gentiana says no to his text.
Yes, yes. The Gentiana is doing work.
This is very different from the practice game these two had earlier. This is...
it got spicy.
Mm.
Now, Paul needs to continue to press this advantage. I think he's also got the other tech piece in his hand, which was the Emperor. But not the Dark Emperor, the Lightning one.
Yeah, that's seen a lot of resurgence in a Una world.
You're right. There should have been a tag out before Dull Freezing. That is 100%. Because there's the Seedor in hand, and Seedor would have been able to have done some reactivation shenanigans potentially.
No, it'd be dull.
Oh, he would be dull.
Gentiana
negs it.
Maybe we've got to remember that Gentiana is a field effect that turns off all dulled effects. So
the Cecil would come inactive. So the
Cecil would come inactive before the dull freeze, and then it would be getting dulled and frozen. So.
But then when it's dull, you're right, 'cause when it's dull frozen, it wouldn't be able to reactivate itself.
And that would turn off the tax as well. So maybe Jack's just waiting for a chance to... he knows that Paul doesn't run an awful lot of haste. I mean, other than, of course, a... it is before the Axstar resolves. Okay.
Yep. So what's Jack doing now? We're Kusithing the Rosa. And we're passing there. So how does Paul approach this now? I think he just drew a Tyvus. That's not a terrible draw.
No. I think we go into that.
Yep, straight away. What are we grabbing? We have a prime window to remove this Cecil before he tags out.
That's right. I mean... It's true, yeah. You could have had the draw a card and a possible kill with Theodore. Absolutely.
Now we're looking at an altogether different board. What can you grab? Mog is not a bad shout here because that also turns on Cecil. Getting another Axstar.
Okay, I mean... Cecil was frozen, yeah.
Yes.
And... I think it is going to be reactivating next turn, though, so kind of need to see what Paul's got in mind now.
I don't think the Cecil's frozen for the next turn.
No, it's not Cecil. It was frozen last turn.
No, you got the Mog. You got the Mog.
There we go. And then
there you go.
Axstar swing, ping it. Yeah, this is not looking good for Jack, unfortunately. This is probably game.
It's a tight one. He can get a good EX. He can get a very good EX. But it needs to be very good. Because now that Cecil is sitting there twiddling his thumbs. No. He does have the Una in hand. So where's this Axstar ping going? Where is he putting it? He's going on the Lunar Freya.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh.
And the Thordan. If you're going to hit any X burst, guys.
That's the one. That's the one. You now have free choice. What do you want? He's going for the Hooded Man. He's realizing he's not going to be able to tag it in with the Cecil, so he just needs to get it on the board as soon as possible. So
yeah, oh god, yeah. The Mog 6 being there to cancel any Cecil search anyway is fine.
Mog was very big, and we're Kusithing.
Judge ruling?
Yeah. Klaus shifted into Ifrit.
sorry about that, guys. We just had to fix the situation. In the meantime, Ultimate Shield is down, and Jack is in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of Paul's board, apart from the Tivus, is now protected. Always use protection, people. And here's the Hooded Man. We're going to nab back a Cecil. So this does open up S-Effect possibilities, but he doesn't have the CP in hand, so this is just going to slam the unit. So. Okay, so that was just a his turn thing, not a going for game thing. Fair enough, makes sense. So we're dulling the Gentiana, but the Gentiana's dulling a response. And we're going to dull the unit to turn it off.
So if there's unit plays, they have to be made right now.
And once that unit is dulled...
Jack's just moving to end turn now. He's not
Did he activate with the Hooded Man?
Yes.
It was Hooded Man dull?
No.
Okay, sure.
Hooded Man was active.
Sure, okay. Yep, you've dulled the unit. The unit's got no effect. And now this is just a board.
Did he ultimate shield?
That turn...
Yeah.
He did. Oh, hold fire, hold fire.
Hang on. Yep.
Hold fire. You got it. Good spot.
Hang on, there was an ultimate shield.
Oh, he's frozen the backup. He has frozen the backup. So that's what he's done with that unit target.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep, we're all good. We're Gucci. Everything is good. So how do you close this out? How would you close this out?
Well...
Because the Parm's also annoying. Yes, that's exactly it. Just freezing the backup, getting a freebie activate.
Yeah.
How do you close this out? The Parms can turn off the Axstar, potentially, unless he has an ultimate shield. You could... You're not going to Parm force the Mog because he's just going to Mog anyway. But then you could... No, because you could Cecil on the stack. So you could Parm force the Mog and then Cecil on the stack, depending on what he's got in hand. I can't quite remember what his last card is. This is a 10-cell board.
It is. So yeah, we're going to go... Looks like we've moved to combat and Jack has elected to neg the... Axstar.
He doesn't have ultimate shield then, so if he did, he would have used it.
That would have been used by now, yeah. Okay, we're going to Gentiana to dull...
The Cecil?
Cecil, yep, sure thing. Swing Axstar now, because 8k is as big as anything else Jack's got.
Yep. Ooh. Jack is... The EXs are keeping him in this. Tivus blank, that's no more free forwards this turn. So if Paul had a follow-up play, he wanted to do main phase 2, if he could enclose it, that is not an option anymore. And that's damage 6, that's the second Miwa. And we're throwing a Sarah FFL because I'm presuming more S-Effect fodder. He could grab a Faris. There's nothing wrong with grabbing a Faris for the next turn, but he wants S-Effect for this turn, S-Effect for next turn.
Yeah, just get that super redundancy online.
He's got the light one in break, puts the 4 colour in break, and then he's 1 Gilgamesh away from opening this wide open. But Jack does have a turn now.
So it's not over yet for Jack. I mean, it's still a very big uphill battle for him. But there are...
This is going to become a weird, convoluted sequence.
I mean, Jack's put a lot of time into this deck, so he's not gonna give up until he's absolutely certain.
So how can you start this?
Okay, well, I mean,
You Porum blank the Mog. Mog then responses. You then respond with Cecil. That's how you get around that. I'm assuming Paul discarded 3. I'm assuming he discarded 3.
Must have been 3, surely, because of the... Could have taxed the search again.
I think Una was down last turn. I'm pretty sure Una was down last turn, so he could have activated with the Gentiana. I could be wrong, but I seem to remember Una being dull, because the Cecil was also dull.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we got? We got a Claris. That's not going to do much at this point. Oh, well, if he missed attacks, he missed attacks.
Yeah, no, we'll have to...
Look, we're not the IRS. We don't go around ordering people to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's the Ursula tech.
It's the Ursula.
So,
Just having an extra body at this point is crucial.
Remind me of what this Ursula does, because...
So on entry, gain a crystal, and then you can spend a crystal to make sure that your opponent cannot use EXs or target your forwards with EX bursts this turn.
EX protection, always very good. We do like protection around here.
It's how you push for game in this comfortably. I mean, it doesn't stop every EX, but it stops the ones that target your forwards, which is pretty much a guarantee for game.
Yes. We essentially have a chess stalemate because certain pieces are keeping certain pieces in check. The Cecil and the Mog are keeping each other at arm's length. The Porum on the Axstar can make that very difficult to manage. There's the Mog gone.
Mm-hmm.
So now Jack has that window. I'm assuming he Porum the Mog.
So yeah, Porum the Mog.
Freezing the Axstar?
Freeze the Axstar. Oh, okay.
Ultimate
we
Shield.
Ultimate Shield.
We knew that was there. And that's an activation.
So that means he's passed to the end turn.
Yep.
Surprised he didn't go for another stack on top with the tax, just to empty the other Ultimate Shield S from the hand, maybe. Although then Gentiana might... no. Okay, maybe playing a bit safe.
The important thing is that Mog's gone, which means this Cecil can tag. Although it may not be relevant, so it could be tunneling too much on it. Paul does have an Onion Knight, a Warrior of Light, and a sizable LB to call upon should he wish. I mean, cards like Iron Giant, if you want a cheap way to just kill the Una straight off, is not unreasonable.
I mean, he should have responded, I think. 2 more Cat 4s. Yeah, Hooded Man reactivates all Cat 4s. So we'll have to see what Jack's reasoning was.
So the Cloud's coming in, and it's killing the Una.
So yeah.
I mean, I would have liked an Iron Giant. It would have been a bit cheaper, but Cloud still does the same thing.
So we're going to Mog the Gentiana. Okay, sure.
Porum the Gentiana.
Porum the Gentiana.
Dull in response. I assume we're dulling the Una. So we can't Una anymore. This is presumably a dull 2. Ultimate Shield.
Which Jack knew was there because obviously the Sarah FFL search for both. Then do we stack on top of the Ultimate Shield? I assume so, yeah. So we're going to try again.
Dull 2. Presumably. He has a Theodore in hand.
He does have a Theodore in hand.
So that could matter. Oh, no, he's
changing his
dolls around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still 2. And
oh, there we go. Yet another taxation on top of that.
So, this is all on the stack of Gentiana getting cancelled. So Gentiana is currently live.
Yeah, Gentiana is just live anyway because... so he can't Una again.
He can't Una again. He can't Una again because Una's now off.
Yeah. He should have left the Una until very last if he wanted to do yet another one on top.
That's... I mean, shields upon shields upon shields. I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You know, 3 Ultimate Shields in a turn feels bad, man.
And that Una's dead.
Yep,
She
that
gone.
Una is dead on top of the thing, yep. Okay.
Now all that is resolved. The Gentiana is off, so Dole forwards will do their thing again.
But Cecil now still sitting there, still threatening to transform into a bigger Cecil.
Yeah, this is looking tough, but it's not impossible.
Jack does run that Azura Chunker 666. Whether he has it in hand and the win CP to go with it.
And a Gigawall Smash into the Cecil. I think we're done.
Well, no.
No. Oh, he's tagging the Cecil out? No, he can't be because he traded. They're discussing something. You're right. The Asura tech is a very good response. I know people have started playing around with it. There's a bunch of different techs people are running around with. We've seen.
So if he was doing the trade block with the Cecil and to the other Cecil,
should that wall still be
that
alive?
wall will still be alive.
Do you want to just run over and double check that one? We're just following up now because if what we think is true, is there a reason that wall is dead? Yeah, the wall is alive. The wall is alive. The wall's alive! It's a miracle. But now the Cecil is coming in, of course, which means I presume the Theodore's coming in. Oh no, it's just gone. It went, it came, and it went, just like that.
Mm.
And now suddenly this board looks much more and the Parm's dead. That looks like
no, it's alive.
Nope, it's alive.
They
Going through many phases of life this game.
All the emotions here, guys.
So how do you fix this now? How do you fix this?
I mean, you know, you hope you've top decked another Una.
He's got a Porum, he's got a Theodore, he's got a Hooded Man. It must be the Theodore, surely.
I think Theodore will at least try and get
a Leo?
A Leo.
The littlest Leo that could. Is that a Chocobo draw? I'm pretty
sure.
Oh my
god, I think he was looking for that win CP.
Oh, he got the Theodore.
Maybe he wanted to Leo first, just in case. So yeah, we are going to kill.
Yep, you have to tap it that way, so the Theodore effect still goes. No, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not sure if it does make a difference.
No, because Theodore activates at the start of combat, you see. And then Hooded Man activates at the end.
He's kept the Theodore active so he can get the reactivation around the Gentiana.
Okay. So, yeah, Jack doing his utmost to stabilize as much as possible. Now that Param is putting stuff down to 1k as well, that's suddenly quite huge.
Lena, we have 4 colours. We have more than 4 colours, so this Lena's eating something as well as drawing.
Oh my good giddy ass. Yeah, that's
it's presumably the Leo. Yep, thank you Leo, you did your job, see you later.
It is, you know, opponent chooses and
it's a body gone and a card gained. That is good.
It is.
Because Paul has got Jack to 6, which means Jack is the one that has to be careful.
Jack's doing a stellar job of holding on here and, you know, making Paul absolutely work for it. So Gentiana.
Dolling the Theodore.
Doll the Theodore. Okay, we'll start there.
Swing
McLeod.
Nothing beats it. It is the strongest guy on the block.
I mean, Paul threatening another attack in now. Okay, he has blocked with the Ursula. Okay.
Yep, he's used the other Ursula effect. Understandable. And now the Gigawall swings in.
Aha, now Paul seems to have forgotten the 1k power. What's going on here?
We're swinging in and we're dying.
Oh, we're swinging in and we're dying. Okay.
So we're down to 2 forwards. Jack has to believe he needs something strong. Did he draw double backup? He drew and backup and a card that's already on board.
He drew
and
two
he passed.
Different colours.
That is he's out of LBs, he's out of options, and this should be it.
This surely should be it now.
The Parm reduction. Oh, okay, we're just slamming Axstar down. Dull freeze both.
There it is.
Well played. There were some back and forth moments in there, some things we could have done, some things we could have missed, but overall an entertaining showcase to see what Cat 4 can potentially do, and that Gigawall might still be around. It might not be dead yet.
Absolutely, yeah, no. it's one of those decks you've just got to keep in the back of your mind at all times, because it is still a really powerful card. It's, you know, and if you don't respect it and you let it go and do its thing, we'll see.
I mean, what we can definitively say is Paul set the tone for that game. That turn 1 Gigawall coming out, the Gilga from the start that needed to be answered, and the continuous pressure that he applied from there. The fact that Jack had to use a turn LBing twice, which burns out all his spare resources, is massive. Because he could have turned that dead draw in that last turn into a potentially live one. Didn't have the option anymore.
No, so it was a very tough game for both players. I mean, as we see in the chat, there were a couple of misplays and stuff. I mean, hopefully we can learn from that before the bigger events come around.
That's it. We're powering up. We're powering up.
Getting all these kinks out of the system now, you know?
And we will look at some of those and some other great plays when we drag Paul over here for an interview in a bit. So we will catch you in a sec.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
This is what Cat 8 does, guys. This is what Cat 8 does. So we have got both Raiden and Fujin off of the mill. They will have haste. Cypher has haste without the selfie, so the selfie can now possibly give that to score.
Yeah. So we're coming in for 4 points of damage here. The Cypher can get rid of this arc.
Yeah, we just
don't target a soiree
because
it is just
out the arc.
It's a break, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a break.
So just take out the arc because you can't target the soirees.
Alright guys, welcome back. We have the winner here. How are you feeling after that one?
When he took out the Gilgamesh at the start by like blanking the Gilgamesh, because he was like blanking it, I was just like, that's probably fine. And he played the cloud to kill Gilgamesh. I was like, oh no, it's going to be an uphill battle from
Luna
here.
Freya Cloud, like, that's his whole LB gone more or less straight away.
Yeah. Gentiana putting in work.
I was going to bring it up because, you know, we were mentioning various tech pieces that people are trying, and Gentiana's a new kid on the block, so to speak, because it hasn't really seen that much competitive play before. So what's the logic behind it?
So Gigawall, right, so for a while people were playing like Clive and Ifrit at a 2-2 line in it as well. Amaterasu's and that sort of thing. I think that's really bad in there. Anything that, because I tell you what, as soon as you have Gigawall whiff a couple of times on 4s and things that it can't play, you sort of like get put off by a bunch of things. And you can put in these tech cards, like I love Maki the Phantasm's in there as well. And I love that card. Maki the Phantasm and Gentiana, they're never doing anything. But you can fit them in there if you've got something that gives them like, you don't pay for it, because Gentiana being ice as well, like
Axel can play it.
Yeah, exactly. So the more free they are, the better they are. So that you can't just put it in like an average deck or something like that. But the moment that he didn't find a way to kill the Gentiana, it was like he was so far behind in that as well. The Mog there saying that Cecil.
Yes, the Mog and Cecil Czech War, Cold War, so to speak, was a very interesting one. There were a couple of moments that Jack missed some activation triggers that he may have been able to get away with, but overall you were putting on a lot of pressure throughout, and Gigawall's always been a pressure deck, and it's not one we see much this format, so
people massively underrate it. Massively underrate it.
Tell us why.
I don't know. It's hard, really. Like I think people don't really understand how to play it. Well, I say people. I'm not talking about everyone, because obviously a lot of people do, but on average people think it's just an aggro deck. It's not an aggro deck. It's more like a control deck than anything, because you've got to present this thing, and how are they going to get around it? Most of the time they can't, because it's too quick with it. And they don't know how to build it as well. They'll go too much into one thing and not another. But like how to play it, it's a harder deck to play and understand than most people give it credit for, which is why I think people just a lot of the time just easily write it off. But man, it's just so cool. Like I love that's why I keep trying new things and tech things, and you know, I for a long time I was into the Opus 22 Sephiroth, the one who's a summon.
Oh, the killer forward on entry and then discard.
And that one's just finally come out, because I was like, I think in this format Gentiana's just going to do more, rather than like if he hits discard and all that sort of thing. And I think that so like again, massive fan of like Maki the Phantasm. And last format,
that was how you beat Chaos. He just ultimate shield to keep him there. Raijin and Fujin can't do anything.
And it's a good example of meta evolution within a deck. And we were talking about this with how the Unidex evolves from, hyper aggro, Viking, Barbarian, blah blah, swing it in, into now this more controlled, refined
Cat 4,
piece
I'm
that
take
is
3 turns in 1.
Cat 4. And it's interesting to see how people lines come through and how people's thought processes come through, and then you think of cards to counter said thing.
Lightning Emperor as well. Is there
Yep.
just for for having things like if we come against like Mob Slasher, it's not gonna
Tax the taxman.
Yeah, exactly. So it's with average Unidex as well. If they have to pay 2 to be able to do anything in the first place, it's not a card. All of these things are like Lightning Emperor, Gentiana, Maki the Phantasm. They're like not like standard cards, and I don't say like in most decks to even play these things, but with this just being like, again, you get so much value, so much freebies and all that sort of thing, and you cut the backups right down to like 12, 13 so that it's really lean. Amaterasu's long gone from the deck because it doesn't win games.
That's a surprising one, considering Amat is incredibly powerful with the amount of round decks and various other cards. Volker in Warriors.
But
there are a lot of Amatable cards at the minute.
If you were to respond by doing it turn 1, you can't then do what you need to do next turn.
No.
So it's like you're only putting it back by a turn in the first place. So instead, just put your own pressure on is the main thing, I think.
So are there any other changes that you're considering for the upcoming tournament season? We're starting to get a feel of what the meta's going to look like this patch, so to speak.
See how we go, really.
Because we got a lot of events coming up. We got a lot of practice to get through.
The Emperor's wobbly. I don't like Irvin at the moment.
No, Irvine's a bit of a do-nothing at the minute.
Yeah, but we'll see.
It will snipe two
I've got
cards.
a few flex slots, but I need to think of something better to go in there. But Gentiana's doing the work for now, I think.
So this is something that we can round up again. Do you want to just give a brief explanation of what we have as where we say core pieces versus deck slots for the viewers at home that may not
God.
put you on the spot a bit?
Yeah, so you just it's not so much, it's a number game between fire, ice and water, and then I've upped the lightning count a bit more, but it has to be like this really it's the way because of Axstar and the chance of you flipping one means you've got to keep fire and ice cards in hand, but you've also got to have enough water cards to be able to play the backups and everything. So
Sarah for Fallon.
Yeah, so there's a lot you can do with it, but I think that versions of Gigawall that don't play Axstar are worse because they don't have Axstar.
Axstar is an insanely cracked card. The fact that all 3 effects are separate, so one Ami does not stop all 3 of them, makes all the difference in the world.
But yeah, we'll see how we go.
All right, well, thanks for having a quick chat with us. We got round 3 in a bit, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you there. Except, guys, we're not quite back yet because someone just got this beauty.
Not me. This boy did.
We have the Aerith.
No one else buy any more cards here.
I know it's worthless now.
They do exist.
Oh my god, yeah.
Tell you what, she is beautiful. Tell you what, there's something you can do for your little break, folks. Just let us know what your favourite signed card is and why. We'll read a couple comments, take some opinions in, and we will catch you for the next one. See you in a bit.
Well, there's one. We're going to Alexander.
So that is cast 2 for a summon.
Oh, we've got S effect on the cloud.
Oh, what a go. That's what the CP stayed up for. Deals point damage and takes the Belgamine out.
That is really well played by Jack there.
That LB cloud, the tap S is so good.
It just
It's
does
so
come out
good.
of nowhere.
Yeah. In fact, it deals point damage as well.
Yeah.
And that is why he didn't attack with the cloud last turn.
Exactly. Now we know. So I'm very surprised by that. We could have.
I mean, if we've got Cymru here, you're just blocking to lose forwards.
Do we have another cloud S effect?
Oh, please. Yeah. Oh, yes! Oh, what a go. What are you S effecting here, though? It should be the Citra, right?
That's fine. So take a point of damage. Is that the exposed?
Okay, guys, welcome back again. We're jumping straight in. We're going quickly. It's been a quick one tonight, hasn't it?
It has indeed, yeah. And coming up next, we've got quite the meta matchup. We've got Cat 4 versus Refia Control.
Refia Control, yes, we do. We have Connor coming in.
Let me just get that updated while you carry on, Kiddy.
Yep, so Cat 4 unit we've just seen, but against Refia, this will be a completely different game because both these decks want backups. And what this means is that we should have a slower game and we should be able to see what Cat 4 can do when it's not put under the pressure it was early. On the flip side though, if we're thinking about decks that have survived the FFTCG meta the longest, Refia is a good shout with how long that deck has been around and done the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it keeps doing it.
Just having a little issue with the scoreboard. I'm just going to see if I can get some technical assistance on that. One moment, please,
you
guys.
crack on with that. I'll keep waffling away. Let's see what we got. So we got the classic Sarah King Tycoon opener, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if we see something similar along the other side, a Claris King Tycoon or something of such similar nature. So let's see how we open. It's going to be nice to take a break and just sit back and enjoy the peaceful calmness as we build our backups. We have a gentlemanly game of Final Fantasy. And we see the Arc going with a Tyro. So if we're pitching a Tyro, we've got a backup, and lo and behold, there is the King Tycoon. Are we going to play the Lena for a double backup turn? That remains to be seen. Connor's already got his Cecil locked and loaded in hand. So Rose's Cecil next turn is perfectly viable. But let's see how Matt takes this on. Yep, it's just going to be the Lena and more than likely a pass after that. So how does Refia fare into Cat 4? How do we feel on the Refia side of things?
Well, I mean, both are very intense sort of mid-range control decks. You know, they both want to get their things up and running as quickly as possible. It's kind of who gets their toys online first, and Connor's off to a good start here because we've already got Yuna and then the Cecil, so we're going to hit a damage.
He drew a Lena, which is not a bad draw, and that Cecil is now live. Does he play the Yuna straight away? I think you do. You got 3 bodies, no reason not to.
So we're going to do the
Yuna. Now, is Matt familiar with how Una works and how to handle it? Let's see now.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
Because if he wants backups, he's going to have to pay for them.
That's right, yeah. The Unitax is already online and real, and of course, Cecil being able to turn into his wind variant is quite powerful.
It's a somewhat indictment of this game where Connor opens double light forwards and still produces a really good board.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe 3 is now the dead draw, right?
Yeah, draw 3 light forwards. You won't be able to play. Right,
Okay, so we're
Cloud.
going into Cloud. Oh, okay, exciting. So we are going to opt to try and kill Una.
Yep. Little does he know, there's another one coming.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see how that one pans out. So we are going to let that one
Pay the tax.
pay the tax. Yep. Get
Pays
another
the
backup
tax.
down.
Cecil
and then we're gonna
tag.
Cecil tag.
Cecil into King Tycoon,
Yeah.
presumably. So,
Okay.
I do know he has a King Tycoon. Yeah, so it has to be the King Tycoon play. Draw off the Una first, see what we get. But here it comes, and let's get that Lena in hand as well. You don't have to pay the 2 for the Cecil. This current Una on board is still as dead as a dodo, providing we don't tax again, which Matt is going to have to unfortunately pay.
That's right. Yeah, the Unitax coming in very clutch here with Cecil on the stack.
Mm-hmm. And there's the draw from the remove from game for the rest of the card into a Luneth. Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, we're getting those colours down.
Getting colours, getting Warriors
How
alive.
about my mic level now, guys? Is it a bit more comparable to Kiddy?
I'm just too loud, mate.
Oh, no, maybe that, but the dials were adjusted ever so slightly.
It's fine. You know, tell you what, do you want a fried egg?
I'd love a fried egg, thank you kindly.
We got sweets with us to keep us company throughout, so we're
Could have
just
told
gonna
them we
be
had a full English, mate. We don't mess around on the BT.
black pudding. Do love some black pudding. Right, what are we doing now? Play Elena? There's nothing wrong with playing Elena. But we're tossing it for the hooded man to get the Cecil back. And then we're pitching for said Una. So we've gone from 2 forwards to 4 with another Una.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to see backups being frozen? Yes,
I think
we are.
now is the time to start capitalising on that. So we're going to start with the Lena. Yep,
That's
sure
the
thing.
correct one because that's the Refia one.
Yep. And then we're going to pass to end turn. Yeah.
So
Matt's sort of really a bit behind now. Connor sort of sitting pretty with quite a lot of board presence. You know.
But Matt hasn't taken damage yet, and if we know Refia decks and their EXs, they normally hit pretty good on those.
They're equally stacked to Cat 4. They're hitting about the mid-20 range of EX bursts, which is nice.
The thing is, this turn is kind of a deader for Matt because he physically cannot do anything.
No, that's it. Any meaningful effect will be taxed. I mean, I'm just swinging with Cloud. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we get rid of a Una. Okay. I mean, that answers. That answers a Una. Okay. And
Connor does get a free freeze though.
Yeah.
And he drew a Miwa. This is starting to go
Miwa is like the
painfully.
ultimate comfort blanket for the deck.
Let's see what Miwa does because for those that
for
haven't
those who aren't familiar,
Miwa is. Do you want to see all those taxes I made you pay? Do you want to see me do it again? This card first came into popularity, I believe, with Knights, where we would Ramza and then reactivate and Ramza again. And as I have commentated Curse Matt and he has hit no EX bursts, we're getting a Cloud frozen.
Yeah, no, now Matt's position getting worse and worse now, unfortunately. I think Matt's going to need to do something drastic, I think.
Because he thinks there's only 1 tax. Little does he know, there's 3.
It's just so... Oh, let's see.
Oh, no, technically 4. 4 technically.
Yeah, it gets worse, don't worry. Wow.
This is why we are seeing such an abundance of action and special abilities take to the fore in the current meta. It's why Witch of the Fens is so popular at the minute. And
absolutely.
And why we've seen Calmias and whatnot come into tech against it. In terms of unit, Yagrosh is a very popular ATM because they have to freeze it. And they have to activate it with Cecil as well.
Yeah, and also Atmos, if that ever comes around in other decks. But yeah, it's Yagrosh looking very good right now. Just to help mitigate some of Yuna's text. I mean, it just basically means that your freezers are only ever going to target one thing.
You're losing one thing, but just one. That's
but you know, it basically means that freeze is not part of Yuna's text anymore, and that might add up to some value. Oh, here we go.
Tax,
and then pay the Miwa.
Tax.
Ooh, that's harsh. Yeah, no.
That Shantoto didn't fill her forms out correctly. Not happy with that.
Yeah, no, Miwa is such a strong card in this deck. And I think Connor's pretty much ready to swing for game now, potentially. I mean, I don't think he needs to. He does have lethal on board, but he doesn't need to risk it yet. Okay,
No,
so Theodore?
he's securing it.
Yeah, I think he's just basically trying to make sure that there's... freeze, yep. So freeze all the backups.
Yep, and then...
And now go for it.
That's not an EX.
That's not an EX burst. Cecil.
That's not an EX.
Neither is that, no.
But I think that's a bit late.
Yeah, for...
We really needed a 6-cost lev here if we were going to do something of some note. There's the Shinryu. Speaking of techs, Old Man Shinryu, 369, damn he fine. Showing up to the party. A little late, just a tad late, but it's good to know his presence was felt.
Okay, so Connor not opting to go for lethal now, just, you know, because in case he does draw another card, that Shinryu does come online.
Crossing the I's, dotting the T's.
Yeah, I mean, it's all very much said and done here now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Connor's...
What is this Shinryu doing? It's not killing anything that is currently on the board.
It's one of 3 cards in hand, so it's not being cast.
No. And this is my question. If you're holding out hope for something to save you, the light card that's not going to do anything this turn...
You needed... It's so annoying because he was hoping that Connor would maybe go to 6 and give him another EX draw so that he would have at least something to play out of. But then obviously ignoring the fact that Hooded Man reactivates all the Cat 4s. Yeah, no, okay. We're going to play an Emperor. We're going to put a blocker down. We're going to save face and not concede.
And it's dull frozen.
And
it's dulled.
Dulls, yeah.
And swing.
Okay, Tyro. Yeah,
bang.
There we go.
And that is all she wrote. That is what Yuna is supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Connor got his toys online very quickly there. He's very much taken to this deck, as have a lot of us here at Cardiff.
Matt didn't do much wrong, if anything at all. There.
Unfortunately,
I didn't see any glaring and obvious errors.
There were no. I mean, the only real omission was that searching for the Shinryu, but I mean,
too late at that point.
Yeah,
like you have to kill the unit. I think the Cloud was correct, especially if you're on the situation that he is. That's just one of those. Connor got set up as quickly as he needed to. All right, well, we will see if he wants to have a little chin wag over here with us.
Yeah, sure thing. So yeah,
cheers, Vic. Cheers, Vic. Yay. Well, we'll take a minute and then we'll have a chat with Connor and we'll see where we are at.
Right, You've just seen it. Read Victor's comment.
You just seen it. You just seen it. Yeah.
And on that bombshell, we'll leave you to it for a few minutes, guys, and catch you shortly.
All right, let's get a refill. See you in a bit.
Okay, guys, it looks like we are indeed having a rematch because that was over so quickly, and these two are here to play, right? So let's get on that and see what happens in Game 2. Still plenty of time left on the round, so we're not going to be hindering anybody, and if Games 2 and beyond if Games 2 and Beyond goes quickly, then we'll probably have a full best of 3 in this time zone. Saberwolf asking, does the old Feel Thanos mess around with Una? It can do. It's a big ask for a 7 CP, and there are answers to it that exist in the meta. Again, specifically Cat 4 Una, it might be quite a good shout, because suddenly you're not able to have the answers on board, but if all it takes would be for the Cat 4 player to perhaps tech in an Amaterasu, and then suddenly the Feel Thanos has lost most of its usefulness. Okay, so we're opening quite big with Matt. 2 backups, half of his colours that he wants. Connor going in with a backup ramp of his own. I think we're just going to go into Claris. Oh, and of course, yeah, you can just unitax the auto that comes off of Feel Thanos. Yeah, quite right, Chunker. Okay, yeah, so it looks like both players are going to try and go as big as they can. Yeah, Matt racing up the 3 backups. Trying to get his dream pieces online. Oh, and we're going to go Shinryu this early? I mean, with no forwards on board, I probably would have waited. But, no, Shinryu is just there for Connor to answer if he can. And it looks like Connor is just going to do his own backup ramp. Yeah. It's interesting back and forth in the chat here regarding Feel Thanos and Una. Yes, you can pay the tax. You can tax the Feel Thanos effect, but in turn you are using up uses of Una. That is quite an interesting line of thought, actually. Okay, yeah, so Matt seemingly having a better start now, just to get resources online. Connor hasn't opened into any big Una plays or Cecils just yet. Okay, yeah, and the Kolka we searched for turn 1. Yeah, we are just going to get rid of that Shinryu before things get any further out of hand. And Connor, still sitting quite comfortable. He's got 4 backups, which is quite rare for Cat 4 Una, to be honest. He's usually filling the board with forwards and cancelling everything under the sun by now. So, yeah, we are still 1-0 on the damage. Oh, and we're hitting a multi-element Zidane. We're going to get rid of 1 Una, and you better believe another one's going. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, this is in very much a different game. We're hitting EX on the King Tycoon. Are you going to get that draw? Yes, Matt is allowing the draw. Okay, fair. 2 Unas gone is a big ask. Yeah, very different game going on here right now. This is some top quality content and top playing from Matt there. Well done. Yeah, we're going to go into Tyro. Probably going to hit that 4-color wall just so that next turn the pressure is still very much on. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, Matt wishing that this was perhaps how game 1 would have went. So we're going to Hooded Man, get back a Cecil, looking at that Cecil. And Matt's sitting on a very low number of cards in hand right now, so Connor's happy to sort of churn through a bit of damage and give himself the time to build up what he needs. So yeah, we're taking on the damage 4. Oh, and we're just going to hit another EX on damage. Yep, getting the Theodore back. Connor getting dangerously full on cards in hand. He's probably going to have to start putting some stuff down. He can't really opt to... Oh my goodness. Yep. We're going to fill that backup line. We're going to overpay for a Thordan 7, which is, you know, if you're doing that, you know you're in a good position. And Connor getting the search from Thordan, obviously, yeah. Yeah, getting that final Una into play just so that here comes Cecil into Theodore. So we are then able to have some more unitaxes, which is quite nice. Yeah, we're going to dull and freeze. Oh no, we are going to break. Yeah, even better. We're going to break the Tyro, then move to combat, freeze. Yeah, this is... Connor's got everything he needs to start comboing like a boss. Okay, and the dead air has come to an end because Kitty is now back with us.
Yo.
So we're into game 2. I mean, much better opening from Matt. Just going to fill Kitty in on what he's missed here. Much better opening, but Connor's had the time to build everything up. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but in this game, he was able to sustain away 2 copies of Una.
Problem is,
the third one's fine.
The third.
Exactly, yeah. So...
well, this will be interesting now because now Matt knows he's only got 1 unit to deal with, and then we're fair game.
Yeah.
And he's not under any damage pressure yet, so he does have that.
No, that's it. We're going to go in for the Cymru. Interesting.
He really values that Cymru. And I appreciate that, yeah, the entry's going to do nothing, but what you're hoping for is that Connor's going to flip a forward and the whole board gets nuked.
That's the plan.
Thing is...
I mean, that's his best course of action here. Yeah, well, Rue's saying there he needs a few anti-Una cards in his list. Everybody has to respect Una and think about it. It's just one of those cards that's had a massive impact on the meta, and whether you're playing it or not, you've got to be aware of it. You've got to understand what it does, and hopefully have a plan against it. Certain cards are coming out of the woodwork.
That's it. I mean, we just saw in chat, Victor against Scion's Pulse of Creation from Ishtola. Ishtola S is a tank. That card has survived so long and still sticks around and still does things. And
it does the work.
It's a better meta than ever for it. So, we need this Cymru to live. We need this Cymru to live.
Yeah, let's see now. So we're going to freeze the Lena.
Yep, 1 down.
He's got 2 more Cat 4s, so we can do another free thing before he then goes to... Has he even gone to combat yet?
I don't think so. I'm assuming not.
So we're going to assume that Connor gets the free reactivate on combat.
Yep, place your bets now.
Place your bets. Come on, guys.
We're offering good odds on forwards, because that's what we want. Ooh.
Oh, there we go. 6 left, making sure that, in fact, no, we're not getting any of those effects, please.
Well, if you place your bets, you just lost your buddy. Thank you for playing.
So, Cymru safely on top of the deck so that it can be the next damage.
And that is the end of that.
Yep.
So, we get an end activation of...
No, we're going to
freeze the third?
Yeah, we'll freeze the third back up, then end step, react 3. So, I mean...
So we have a turn now where we have 1 tax. So we could Lunar Freya and it would go through, but does that achieve much?
I know, Connor ruining the fun for everybody by just hard casting 6-drop Lev.
Oh, he does that all the time, but you get used to it.
So, yeah, we're going to have a good old look at the LB deck just to make sure. Is it the LB or the break zone?
I think that's the break.
That is the break zone. I was going to say, that's quite a big LB deck there, Matt. Otherwise, you know, it's...
Because what can we play that helps in this situation? Refi is not doing anything because we're not to 4. We need the magic 4.
So Zidane can still chip through and put Connor on damage 5, and
it could get dulled.
It could,
so I think
it could just get dulled, though. Yeah, I mean that is also yet another.
But then that's the tax gone.
That is the tax gone. I mean, maybe he flushes that out of Connor and tries to do something main phase 2.
Don't play the Unite. Don't play it main 2. Wait to see if Connor wants to dull you out first.
You've got to flush out that tax.
Please.
Going back to what I was saying earlier, Una has just sort of massively changed the way you think about when you're playing against Una. You changes the way you think about a game. It's just the maths just feels all so different.
So here's the Unite. It's going to get taxed and he's going to be able to pay for it because he did have the summons.
Yeah.
But no, Cecil. He can't. You have to pay 2.
Yeah. So you have to pay the Cecil tax, and then you can just put more tax on top.
Yeah.
So Cecil tax, that's unfortunate.
No.
That's a shame.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Pay. I was just dulling 2. And that's that.
Yeah. Sabre Wolf asking, what do we think of a single Luso LB to search out Astrologian in Scions?
It's not
necessary.
It's not worth it.
It's not necessary. No, it is nice to have the Astrologian on there because it's probably the best standard unit Cat 14.
The thing, I don't think you need the power buff on Graha.
No,
it's nice.
It's nice to have Graha at 10, but
I don't think it's necessary.
The game can be won very much without that. Astrologian, yes, in a high EX deck, you want to be able to mitigate and manage. Connor now, a little bit playing with his food, maybe. I mean, he's not got lethal on board, but he is going for a Tidus.
He was telling me the other day that he needs to use Tidus more.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
he's getting in his reps. And that's a Luneth gone. Put the Unite back. Yes, you do put the Unite back.
Luneth on top, Unite on the bottom.
I mean, we're talking about best LB. Tidus is right up there. And it is getting reprinted soon, so for those of you that don't have your copies, it will be about.
Absolutely. Hey, Jenny. Thank you for joining us.
Sup. Alright, here we go. Let's see some out. That's not an EX.
That was the Luso. The
Luneth that he put
the Luneth
back.
that was put there.
It was.
Specifically.
Smart from Connor, taking the damage where he can and not giving an inch.
And now Matt just in yet another miserable board state, unfortunately. This is what Una is just so good at doing, is just locking you down, getting all those free reactivations to get more freezes, more dulls. It's,
This is something that we've seen develop over the years with this game, is that we're at a point now where you just can't Unga Bunga damage in anymore. You can't.
No.
You have to be careful with how you do your damage, especially into high EX decks.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew the Luneth was there. He's got a free point. Take it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to kill him. You just need to make sure he cannot win. Now, what do we draw? We drew a Rosa. That's a great play straight off the bat. With a Miwa to back it up. This is...
You got the Miwa back with Kuseth. Yeah, we're gonna freeze the backup. And then on combat, swing 1. Swing 2.
Ooh, okay.
This is all different now.
Okay, right, that's what we needed.
This is what we wanted to see.
That is... maybe a turn too late, but it's there.
I mean, it's one of the things.
And we're following it up. Connor does have the Lena, though, so he is going to plus off of these.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it's very much Connor's game to lose.
You've got to use the Kryl. Oh, he's not using the Kryl. Okay. Are you using the Claris? If you're not using the Claris, if you're not using the Kryl, I don't think you're using the Claris. Never mind.
Yeah, no, we're going to just call that there and then. Yeah. Better game second time. Connor did still manage to get ahead. I mean, Matt showing that referee control can have some answers against Una. I mean, you've just kind of got... It's not a favourable matchup, though. You've just...
Yep.
Favourable matchup
to manage. It's a very difficult one to do. As soon as you have a board set up, it is incredibly difficult to break.
Absolutely.
Right, we will take a break there as well, and we'll see you in a bit.
Yep, we'll see you guys shortly for
Have a good
round
one.
4.
Tonight, we have 23 players joining the fray. First up on stream, it's Una Vikings getting absolutely destroyed by Jack's new Type 0 Cadets deck. It's great to see older fan favourite archetypes getting fantastic new support. For round 2, we have legends of the game Mason and Paul heading off with Ice Earth Chaos Arc and Mono Fire Warriors that Paul managed to bring to a decisive victory. For a bit of extra player and deck insight, we love to grant interviews to the winner on stream, just so long as there's time left on the round. For round 3, it's local stalwarts Connor and Dan facing off with Rydia Archfiends and Ice Lightning Soldiers, 2 brand new decks that are sure to set the Tears of the Planet meta ablaze. Looking around the room, there's a huge amount of variety in the decks on display, ranging from pet deck favourites to meta-defining classics. But it might surprise you just what can come out on top. For round 4, it's the People's Champion Jenny against Morgan in an intense standoff with Una Vikings and FF6, which Morgan just managed to take the lead with. And to bring us home in round 5, we have stream favourites Sammy and Jacob facing off with Warriors of Light and Fire Earth Warriors, which has Tyvus and Pals stealing the win. And after 5 rounds, we have our uncontested winner in Jack with his Cadets deck, taking his first ever locals win and the top prizes. With time now marching on late into the night, it's time for everyone to open their winnings, say goodbye, and get excited to do all over again next week. So, if you're ever in the area and have your deck with you on a Thursday night, pop down and have a few games with some of the friendliest, skilled, and tenacious tabletop gamers in the United Kingdom. And, if you can't attend, make sure to tune into the stream. See you there.
Okay guys, and we are back ready for round 4. We have Sammy Nudge and Ben Roberts. Let me just adjust the scoreboard for us.
So, I know that Ben is on... I don't know what Ben's on. You know what Ben's on. I know Sammy's on Water Lightning Monsters.
That's right. And Ben is on a deck he is affectionately called Soup, which is a 4-colour Warrior of Light something.
Is it his Braska pet?
It's no Braska.
No Braska today, okay.
I did ask if there was a Braska.
So we're not brasking today. We've got other flavours of the soup, though. The soup can contain many different ingredients.
Right. Sometimes it's just what you didn't want to eat yesterday.
I love a good soup. What's your favourite flavour soup?
Oh,
Chat, what's your favourite soup? Let us know. Get us your soups. Because I'm going through wedding planning at the minute, and it's an experience. I think that's the safest word to use. But one of the things you have to think about is menus for various different people to eat.
Yeah.
When it comes to starters, always soup. Soup is the safest bet you can go for. I am waffling a bit, but we do see a Lena and a Yag.
Okay, so Sammy opening strong. You want to see Yagrosh if you're playing it. It just sort of controls what can be targeted, and Lena, Lena is a very good thing for him to see as well, because Ben's soup deck will be playing a lot of EX bursts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change that ever so
On
slightly
the
to
flip side,
4-color soup.
we have the standard Claris King Tycoon. You've seen this a million times. You'll probably see it a million more. It does the same thing. Nice and strong and stable. So we got a Marlborough Gold's coming in here. This monster, this little guy.
This guy. Yeah, man, this is a card of all time, but no, in a good way. I mean, this is really, this is why
so damn annoying.
This is why monster decks featuring Refia with either fire or lightning as the side dish is the answer at the moment, I think, to Yuna. Being able to trigger this reliably does completely wipe a board.
Why
quite
does it blank the
convincingly.
boards? Why can't it just blank one?
I know. It's so much text for a 1 CP card that is quite easy to get rid of.
So we're getting the cloud.
We're getting the cloud, yeah.
this
And
is
we're probably going
very
to try
good.
and pop that thing straight away, and before Sammy can get any additional value on top. Yeah, and we're going to put a Lena down of his own as well, just to get some more colours online, some more answers online. I think Ben is kind of opening into a sort of stronger position.
He's chilling because he has two options here. He can go the King Tycoon, or he can go the Clouds. This is a very good matchup for Cloud, because not only do you get to break a monster, you can remove Lightnings and Odins from the break zone.
Absolutely, yeah. No, this is it's not looking too good for Sammy right now. I think he is going to chug into the realm, I should say. Yeah.
Does
Absolutely.
Ben have the Ami? He does not. So we're getting Moth Slasher.
Yeah, we're getting a Moth Slasher. And I assume Apkalu to draw a card.
That would make sense. I don't think you need this. Do you need the second Marlborough?
Not yet.
No. Apkalu, Moth Slasher would be ideal. He's skipping over Moth Slashers, so do you want bluer map? Double draw? Yeah, he wants double draw.
Just getting those cards in hand. I mean,
I don't blame him.
I think, I mean, it's not bad. Dylan chipping in with chicken and mushroom, my guy. Good choice, good choice.
Can't fault a good chicken and mushroom. I do like a bowl of caul. Which is a Welsh stew, for those of you that don't know, mainly made with lamb.
I mean, if we're including the stew family, goulash is the one.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry. Right, do you know what? Forget this game. We're off for lunch.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately, we can't. So, Ben staring at border monsters.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I still think the Cloud will come in and pop the Marlborough just to force it out the way now. It's nowhere near as effective if it goes off on your own terms rather than your opponent's.
Alternatively, he can just play the King Tycoon and call it a day. He's not under pressure, and then he has his 4 colours, which is what he wants in the first place. So he has a decision to make. All right, what else we got? We got spicy tomato, Thai sweet potato, and coconut. Now
I did not know they had flavour in Scotland. That is amazing.
This thing doesn't taste of iron brew. Ooh. So, what else are we... I can't get soup out of my head. I need a nice... I want to try this Thai sweet potato coconut soup. That sounds banging.
That does sound pretty legit. I mean, I suppose there is a game of Final Fantasy TCG going on here.
Yeah,
we should check back in with periodically. Okay, so...
We're going for the King Tycoon.
Yeah, Ben just making sure that his 4 colour backups are now fully online. Lena S is now ready to go.
Lena S will obviously come in very handy, although this isn't a Refia list, so I do wonder what 3 cost options he has at his disposal. Oh, he's going for the Clouds, and we're killing the Marlborough and the Realm.
Yeah, so we kill the Marlborough. That's happening.
I don't like killing the Realm. I don't like it. I'd rather get rid of the Odin and the Lightning and draw a card.
I think so too, yeah. Killing a Realm just means you can play another one. He's not threatening anything. Realm is a mighty 4K. I mean, Sammy is very close to 5 monsters, and that perpetual bounce at end of turn might be a problem.
That's fine. Give me my cloud back. I'll play it again.
That's very
I'll break
true,
more
actually.
monsters.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Now
You're very right there, Jenny. Yeah, it is just 4-color setting up. We will be with you in about 40 minutes when there's some action.
Oh, shit. I'm going to miss my train. Well, we also... Sammy needs a lightning backup. He needs... I want to see a lightning backup so we can kind of fix ourselves. Is Astro going to give us that answer we need? Now, we're going to put an EX... That's Odin on top. I will bet anyone a fried egg that is an Odin. If you want a free fried egg, take that bet.
Answers on a postcard, please.
I did see a witch in hand.
Yeah.
I did see a witch. Ooh, we drew the 4-color. So now we can slam it.
Yeah, there we go.
No Aqua Tarasu to speak of, so we just netted 6 CP for free. Always a mat, the 4-color wall, people. Do not let that resolve.
Yeah, that is a very nice full art cloud there. I'm quite jealous of Ben.
I know the Regen boys are in the chat. Shout out to Le Cloud. So, we got a Lunar Threat. We're going to trigger it, and we're going to flip an EX, and Sammy's going to draw. Or, are we going to cancel this one?
Wow.
Why are we cancelling this and not the 4-color wall in the first place?
We're having Orphan in main phase 2 flashbacks here, people.
Please correct me if I'm... And then why are we swinging? Because we know the Odin stacked on top of the deck. Thank you. Someone owes me a fried egg.
There we go.
So,
okay, so yeah, maybe Sammy knew that 4-color wall was probably dying, but still getting the 4 extra backups. Okay.
Is the we got round number 2?
We've got round number 2.
We got round number 2.
The cloud opening that up, ready, and
again, that realm should still be on the board from the first one, but it's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah. Why not attack with wall first, then do it?
So now the realm is going to bounce, and it's going to bounce the Lunar Freya because she is not coming back.
Why would we say the long Welsh name when you could Google someone failing to say it for much more comedy value?
Are they trying to make us say Llanfair Borgwingo for Slimdobble, Llantysilio, go?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I think I butchered the middle bit a bit. But we got another 4-color.
I would have given up far too many syllables before you.
So, we don't know if there's an Odin on top of the deck, so this one could swing. And we still haven't seen the witch. We know Sammy's sitting on one. And once she does come down, it's going to be scary. But in the meantime, Ben has a turn. And we're Brynhildering the round.
Yeah, so we're just gonna stop any bounce shenanigans right there and then.
Unai. We have an Unai, we have a Bash.
Oh, that's right, that is a French cloud, I believe.
Oh, it's also Le Cloud. And Ben, draw your card for the Lena. He did.
Yeah.
And Sammy can take his pick. I think there's another Reeve, a Piranha.
Yeah.
Did he take the Piranha?
I think he took the Piranha there, yeah.
He's locked it in. And now we swing with Le Cloud. Good hit. One witch gone.
The place you want to see Witch of the Fens. Damage.
Dylan, we're not talking about Chicken Tuesday right now. I'm going to have a heart attack. That is some really
good... Is this
good...
the chicken shop outside Bridgen Firestorm?
It's the chicken shop outside Bridgen Firestorm. That is some really good chicken.
That is some good, cheap chicken, folks.
Alright, so we got the Une, and we're putting the Yag back in the hand because it has to be the Yag.
Yep. And that... just the Yag. Okay. But, I mean...
You can't bounce anything else.
Nope.
I think what he may be going for is he's hoping that this Unai will survive a turn.
Okay, so we are going to 2k reduce 4-color wall.
I'd reduce the Unai because then only one witch trigger kills it.
It's true.
And then it's gone and you don't have to worry about it again. Cloud's just a body at this point. And Wall's pretty much a body. A big body, admittedly. Ooh, the Gao.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go. There we
Okay.
go.
There we go.
That's why he didn't target it. Yeah, fair enough.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
And a lot of people, myself included. Oh, he's putting him on top of the deck. It's top or bottom with Gao, right? Let's just double check that.
It is. It is. But let's bring it up anyway to the
Let's
ladies
show
and
the
gentlemen at home.
floats.
And there's the witch.
Oh, it is bottom.
Oh,
specifically bottom.
Hold fire. Hold fire. We will go correct those momentarily. I've never touched Gao in my life. I've never touched monsters in my life. This is a whole new experience. Can he not wall the piranha to keep Unai? In theory, yes. I don't think so. So if he piranhas the wall loses 2k, so it's down to 8.
Yeah. I mean, I'm agreeing as if I know exactly what's just been said in the last 10 seconds.
No, we're just trying to do some maths, but it's settled itself. And we hit a Kusith. Does Sammy remember to draw off the Lena?
It's mandatory, so he'd better.
He hasn't. Go.
Sammy, draw a card off the Lena.
Blasted across the room.
Who needs to run when you can shout?
So, Moth Slasher.
We're going to do...
Sammy, draw off the
Yeah,
ladder.
no, we got it. We
You
got
got
it this
it.
time. We got him, R2.
So we're staring down Monstergeddon. This witch is wielding a Gatling cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And we're paying 6 for another realm. Oh yeah, because we need more ammo.
Round number 3.
We need
Let's
more
go,
ammo.
baby.
At this point, I think Ben needs to start thinking about deck out as a potential option.
I mean, it's getting to that stage. Does Sammy even have a good 2-drop? Or what monsters does he even have
He's
left?
got a piranha, and he should have a 2. There's got to be a 2 in there somewhere.
Yeah. Is it just piranha?
Is there another moth and a piranha? Neg it again. Yep, that realm does that.
It has to be a 1 and it has to be a 2. It can't be a 2 or less. So, yeah, Warrior of Light.
Warrior Light's dead.
Warrior of Light's gone. And we're going to have to start... Oh, God. We're going to have to...
So this looks like my bedroom desk.
Yeah, this is getting very messy very quick. Sammy needs to...
We're not using the Marlboro, are we?
Oh.
Yep. Always remember your Lenas is one of the best cards this format.
and it is mandatory, so you have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Wall.
Well, there we go.
Activate. Draw. Palom.
Ooh.
It's the red one this time.
It's the red one.
Are we going to use the red one? Is Cloud going to come back down? I feel bad for Cloud because he's got to kill a monster and he just looks out and...
Well, the thing is, he's killing the Marlboro, which triggers him.
That's fine though because nothing else has happened.
No, but now Wall's lost the haste.
Yeah.
I mean,
he loses a point of damage.
He does lose a point of damage.
But the Marlboro's gone on his terms.
Yeah, that's the key, I suppose, is losing Marlboro on your terms is more important. Yep, NXD, delete everything, start again.
Remove break draw.
NXD, the break zone, which isn't quite what happened, but there we go. Nope.
No. We got... Right, he's letting them know now. That wall is not swingable. That wall is not swinging. We got it. Well, we know what Sammy's drawing. Oh, no, we don't know what Sammy's drawing. But he is getting very close. I think he's... I was joking about deck out earlier. He's getting closer.
This Sammy's deck is looking very thin right now. We're getting an up close and personal look at that.
We're going to assume they did.
Well, it's...
We're going to assume they're not idiots, and they did.
They agreed to it when I explained the situation, so that must just be what happened. But I guess if Marlborough is a May, it could have just gone and Sammy could have ignored it. That is a very valid point.
Look at us being Samaritans on these. We're here to educate. We're not here to snake.
No, it is a mandatory. So when
There we go.
Marlborough is put into the field, until the end of the turn, all forwards lose all their abilities. So, yep.
It has to happen. That Marlborough went, it has to trigger.
Yeah. It would have created a stack. But, yeah. Okay, Sammy...
He has 2. What's he have? He's got 2 moth slashers, a piranha, 3 blue worms.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, they can't get over wall.
They so cannot.
What?
It's Sammy using that Lena to... sorry, Luna Freya to dig at this point. You know, we're really trying to get...
I mean, an Odin would be very... Oh, the Ami.
And the Ami, yeah. Oh, what's going on top of that Ami? Surely... Oh no, that's just his payment for it. Yeah, okay. And scene. Okay.
Sammy's board is a whole lot of nothing right now.
There's a lot of medium to weak-sized boys there.
We're pinging something. That's the piranha gone. You do
Yeah.
get the draw for that one.
Yep. And then
Please
Sammy-
tell me we did that main phase 2.
Yeah, that would have been main phase
Sure,
2, surely.
What do we draw? I think I saw a Vivi. And an Ami. And a Demon.
Vivi, Ami, Demon.
Demon
Doesn't
does
do a lot.
nothing.
Doesn't do a lot because
Does
all the
no-
monsters are hiding safely away.
I hate... Oh, no, there is a Gao there. There is a
There's
Gao.
I mean,
There is a Gao.
There's a Gao, but I mean...
I don't mind nuking the Gao and removing the break zone. I
he's
really-
already nuked the break zone. It's quite thin at the
Oh,
moment.
yeah. No, he
He
missed
misdragoned it a few turns back, so we're looking a little worse for wear. I mean, you could just declare whatever job. Is it Wild Child for Gao? I think it's 8k per job on the Demon. So
He's a wild child.
very fun, interesting character, actually.
How do you pronounce the job for Man in Black? How do you say it?
I say job triple question mark.
Not question mark, question mark, question mark.
I do not have the time in my life for that many syllables, James.
Whose job none? So there is someone. I can't remember who.
A couple of players here are job none.
Alright, we're drawing off a Leo, and that's a Tola, an Earth Tola that adds back. What are we job? Yep, swing. That's a Millward. That's not an EX. We like the sight of that. This is greedy.
I think this is a...
That was greedy.
Oh my god.
That was greedy.
Whoa.
You put the wall back. He can't pay for it. Put the wall back, Sammy. He
Maybe.
can't. It depends if you can go for game or no.
Well, no. If
he can't play it again this turn, and that gives Sammy a window, and he has 5. He has 5 attackers. He has 5 attackers.
This is spooky time. What did he get back?
NXT is also a jobless.
Yes, NXT is the job none.
We'll find him something. Does he want to be ask him if he wants to be a chef or something. We'll get him trained. So we're getting another wall back. I think Ben did it just to flex that he's got full arts. They are beautiful.
They are very nice. Okay. That's true. Bart did take all the jobs.
That's the joke was about to come out. I was like, nope, not doing that one. Right.
Oh, here we go.
Lightning backup. We got one.
And not only is it a lightning backup, it's one that can search for Witch of the Fens.
It can.
But have they all gone? One's in damage.
One's in the removed pile. Has Sammy not counted his witches?
He's ammying it. There's no way any other time that you would ammy a backup. But
That's a bold call.
that is great though, because he knows that the only target for Cider Clan Gully is Witch, and he's just said, "No, you're not getting your Witch. You're mad."
Siren.
At
I
this
hate
stage,
Siren.
yeah. I mean, this is just speeding up the deck out all the quicker.
Yeah, and ironically, Ben should target literally everything
Yeah,
and
just use it up.
mill him.
Use it all up. I mean, play Limit Break Zach. Just do what you need to do.
Mm,
Get things gone.
It's not a terrible shout. I mean, I want to know what Sammy's deck is. I want to know what the count is. What's the count? And what did Ben draw? Because he does need to play something. Arc? Arc's not terrible. He has 4-color waltz, so the buff is there.
Wind, wind, fire, fire,
Water.
So
Take the Terror.
take the Terror. It's the Terror. It's Terror or Lena at this stage.
You could play the Zac now.
Sure.
You could. I don't.
What's this counting going on?
I think it's
it's
Tola.
the 2K. Oh, no, it's 2K board because of all the different colours
Yes.
going on. So,
Let's go for the mat. No,
gone.
this is even better. I like this.
huge.
Big boy swing.
8K.
Do you want to pull up Tola? And
Yeah,
see,
let's pull
see,
up
see
Tola.
if
I
there's-
am not doing a great job of getting these cards.
It's
onto
all
the
good.
side.
We're having fun tonight. Let's see what the Tola does. I don't think there's any power buffs relating to it. So we're making the Kalua forward, and then we blocked with the Gao. Cloud is swinging in. He's a 10. That Abkalu's gone. Warrior of Light with 11. He's taking that one. Some Melazine.
Oh, there's also a buff from Ishtola as well.
There it is. Yeah, there is a buff. There is a buff. This is a chunky board. So, I think Sammy needs the Witch.
Sammy needs the Witch, and it's looking like it's in the last 3 cards of his deck.
Is this game going to be decided by amassing Sid of Clan Bloody Gully?
I mean...
Lenares? Lenares? Is there one in there? There isn't.
You can get that lightning.
That's fine. That's fine. Please, I'm assuming we're Lenaresing. He hasn't played the Lenares yet.
He's got it in hand.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, he's bringing it in dull.
Dull. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Are we yoinking that Warrior of Light? We should, because then Arc Power buff disappears. Then just checking the wording on this. Yep, all. Ben has 5 forwards. Sammy does have 3 because Moss Slasher are forwards.
So he is going to shoot something for 5k. He is going to try the Siren.
Trigger the Siren.
Why not? You
Yeah.
know, the card's going. On the way out, probably get a card off the top of his deck.
Take a card with you.
Yeah.
Is Siren mandatory? Double check.
No, Siren is not mandatory. So we're not going to enforce that. We will just bring it up, though, for the lovely folks at home.
Mm-hmm. Because you guys clearly love the sight of this card, as do the rest of us. So, what do we drew? We drew a Big Lev, and we also drew a Cecil that we're using just to tax Sammy. This is actually a reasonable play, because now if Sammy wants
How do you spell Siren?
S-I-R-E-N? It's not. Can someone in chat just remind us how... It is. No, it is correct. It's just not coming up on our searcher.
Yep, that is not part of our extensive library. That is
right.
A sad day all round.
It's okay. In goes Matt.
No, here it is.
Got it.
We got him.
Here's a mate. Okay, sure. All our ammo is suddenly gone. And
Ben has, brick by brick, taken that wall away.
Mm-hmm. There's the Siren block. There's the Arc Swing.
Yeah,
and
there we
that
go.
does
And
that.
I should have... I've done a fantastic job of updating the damage this game.
What? Ben did 7 damage in 1 turn. Woo!
He's just got those. He's just got those
There's
skills, my guys.
Well, guys, there you saw it. We matted a backup, and it won us the game. that wasn't Shantoto.
Yep. We amatted a 3CP searcher proactively and correctly.
Yep.
And yeah, no, good on him. Fair play.
Respect. Well, I think that will do. We'll see if Ben wants to have a quick chin wag, and then we will see you on your ways for the evening. We'll catch you in a minute.
Back shortly, guys.
Now, and this is the thing, you can now comfortably attack without Edgar, and now's the time. I want to see Elvis. The one time you're like, I want to show me Elvis, show me EX Elvis,
And it will feel so good to just rain it off. Let's go.
Is it there? Come on.
It is! Oh my god!
Call it, baby.
That is unfortunate.
See, and that's the thing. You love to see moments like that, only in the finals.
And we're back again, guys, with Ben after a well-hard, well-fought, well-earned victory. So, the question on everyone's mind is, what's your favourite soup?
Spicy parsnip, probably.
Ooh, that's a good one for a winter's day with a nice, good piece of bread. Is that how you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Well, of course, we're talking about soup because you play soup, which is not the traditional Refia deck. So why have you gone in towards the more soup of things?
So, Refia controls just a very solid deck. It's a very good deck. Going into competitions, everyone knows you just target Refia. The moment your Refias are taken away from you, your game plan is gone. You basically lose on the spot. And that can be as simple as just, hey, look, I got bad luck. They hit me 3 times and it's 3 Refias in a row. That's it. My game's gone. Like, can't do anything. It was, I think, Winter Cup against you that it was just like, okay, I'm just going to keep misdragging in your Refias every time they hit the break zone. I'm like, well, I can't do anything anymore. And I think the more it's played, the more people know that of Refia is actually the only threat in that deck. You shut her down and the deck just crumbles. And even though it's a very strong deck and it's a very consistent deck, having a 1 card makes this thing crumble is... I just...
And that's a fair point. And it was interesting watching that one because Sammy got off to the races very quickly. He resolved round 3 times, which you would think when you hear round resolving 3 times, it should be a dud for the Water Lightning. So what happened?
Just soup did soup things. Like every card in there is just like a really good toolbox. Clouds just killing the Malbros before you could actually
and
just do good, like silly things with it.
We were chatting about that. The fact that you killed Cloud on your turn meant he couldn't use it on his turn to do some damage to you. But the other thing we noticed, and it was a 200 IQ play, you were matted something.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't a forward.
Oh God no.
And do you know what? It worked. I mean, were you going through your head? You've seen the Clan Gully, you've seen the Witch in the break zone or removed, the one in the damage.
He played the Clan Gully, and I was like, well, what the hell does it search? He's like, FFTA2. I'm like, I had no idea what that is. So I looked through it, and I was like, oh, it's Witch. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
you telegraphed you didn't draw it. Thank you. Get rid of it.
It's gone. It's done. And he ended up sitting on a board of nothing because he had blue worms and moth slashers, and he just couldn't punch over a wall.
No.
And you would think that wall decks would in general struggle into monsters because of how tricky they are to remove in general. Cloud helps a bit with that. How have you found Clouds in this new set?
So Clouds are fantastic in it because Soup is generally just a toolbox deck. It has lots of options for lots of different things. Worst case scenario, it's 9k, get rid of 2 things from a break zone and draw a card. Cool. That's fantastic value. I only play 2 of them because I don't need more. You draw a lot of cards with that deck. You can switch out with Tyros and whatever you need. But yeah, it's just generally been All-Star.
So, we're a week closer to the big tournaments. Are there any other changes that are floating around in your heads at the minute? Any meta spots that you feel that you need to deal with?
I played against Cat 4 for the first time. That was a miserable matchup. Like
For the first time?
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Una silly.
Una is very silly. So, we need to think of a way to counter it, don't we?
Nah, I just lose to it. It's fine.
Braska? You can bring the Braska back.
I do love Braska. The problem with the Braska build is you rely quite heavily on having summons in your hand at all time. It's tempting. I do have 2 Porums in there. I could just swap them out because I run 2 Terrors and a Nunai to get up a lot of summons that way. But I'm not sure.
That was one of the plays that took us a bit off guard because you played the Unai, but you had to bounce the Yag, obviously. But why did you play it in that specific instance where you were only getting value off that backup? Were you just hoping to cycle some summons through?
So it's 2 reasons. One is if he can't deal with it, I've got a 9k that gets me on my backups, so I'll get my Amets back constantly, which for him is just not great. It can get my Mist Dragons back to counter anything he's trying to do there, but it was also another body on the field because what I expected him to do was top deck a Witch, kill all my things and just hit me for lethal. So I was like, okay, let's put another body on the field, let's get rid of one of his backups to just try and slow him down a bit, and hopefully that will
well, that does that. What you finished today with then?
2-2.
It's not too shabby.
It's not too shabby. It's definitely had better days, but
we've had worse, and that's all that matters. Well, thanks so much for having a quick chat with us.
Yeah, no
we'll
problem.
catch you around in a bit. We'll see you guys for our final sign off in a second. See you in a bit. Alright guys, well that just about does it for today. Did you manage to catch who won in that final match? Sorry, I probably should have asked you before I called you over.
Yeah, no, I didn't yet.
Well, it was between Connor and McAvoy. So tonight's winner was...
I think it's McAvoy. Don't quote me on that. We will find out for you. And I'm sure we'll let you know. But yeah, no, thank you guys for joining us. It's been another great evening for cards and games of fun events. I don't know what I'm saying. I've run out of good sentence structure now.
Well, no matter what, we'll always have soup.
No,
so,
yes.
Thank you so much for staying with us tonight, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And the Cactuars will be back next week for another Thursday night showdown. We'll see you around, and we'll hopefully see you soon when it comes to the big tournaments. Take care.